first episode done with my co-host Dalton Cooper. Got Liam Dobson here, Kyle Hergel, and our buddy Liam Dick. These boys are a different breed, coming from Canada. Hard fought path. We're gonna have some fun too, so enjoy the show.
Freaking storm last night. What's up, y'all? I'm Dalton Cooper. It's the A-List podcast, first episode. And, hey man, come on. Get over here. What ain't your freaking Fresca Bowl? This is Liam Dick, Canada. And so we got two more Canadians inside. Let's go meet them.
All right, boys, let's go.
Cool.
There they are.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Liam Dobson, Kyle Hergel.
Just got finished with our Fresco bowls. Y'all hit up that place. Amazing. Healthy, nutritious.
And delicious.
Alright, boys. Here we are. First episode. A-List Players Podcast. I'm gonna get the A-List dudes on here. We got the boys from Canada. Got Cooper right here. Liam Dobson, Kyle Hergel, Dalton Cooper, Liam Dick.
I'm not from Canada.
Yeah, we got these two boys. Alright, boys, what was it like? What's Canada like? What y'all liking here?
It's awesome here. You know, it's a little different, obviously, in like food wise and culture and everything. Like sports are, you know, the biggest thing I'd say. It's crazy here. It's not like this back home, really. And you know, the whole culture around football and whatnot in Texas, right? It's such a big thing, and it definitely is a shocker, no doubt.
Yeah, kind of like Kyle was saying, you know, when you're out here setting up, you pulled out your high school helmet, you got like all the stickers on it for like plays you made, like back home stuff like that would never happen, you know what I mean? Like you just go out, no real serious practices, you know, guys kind of coached. I was a defensive lineman, you know, go get the guy for football, you know. So
Maybe get a box of Timbits if you do a good job or something.
yeah, Timbits,
Double.
Don't like both ways or anything?
For me, it kind of depends on what you want. Like guys like us who kind of like wanted to go to the next level, like we kind of have to show that we're better than the average person. So we played both ways. You know, I played D tackle and I played fullback on offense and special teams. You know, I'm not sure you did the same. So.
Yeah, it's kind of getting into, you know, the whole culture in Canada. It's slightly shifting now because guys like, you know, me, Liam, and you know, we have a bunch of friends around the NCAA. We're starting to like make a name for ourselves in the country itself because we are kind of doing really well like where we are.
Yeah.
And Canada is actually becoming real heavy recruited because of schools that we've gone to. We can kind of get into that too if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so like for me personally, like going through the recruiting process, like coming out of high school, there was like I had some offers my junior year, went my senior year, kind of lost them, but then I ended up getting recruited by the University of Maine, and they have a really good international recruiting coach there. So he ended up going, he made good relationships with my high school coach, his high school coach, and since that relationship took off, like his high school coach, my high school coach, fed him good players like me and Kyle, you know what I mean? So that just builds trust in the relationship. And he says, oh wow, there is guys in Canada who can play high quality football, high level football. So then once Maine and North Dakota started getting some good Canadian guys, there's other schools that have lots of talented Canadian players, but they kind of see guys like us doing our thing there, and they're like, oh, other schools, Liam Dick over there, he ended up at Pittsburgh through his coach as well, you know what I mean? So guys kind of just see the talent that guys bring, and then everything kind of just exploded in the past, I'd say, like 4 years. It's insane.
So did y'all go to like prep school and high school?
Yeah, so it's kind of like different how it works. My system was a little different than his, but in the sense that they're the same, because I was in a public school system, but we had all our games in America, so we traveled to all our games, but I still was in a regular public school setting.
Yeah.
But we just, take a bus and bus down to every game. And some of the best memories on the bus and, playing all these games in America was pretty cool.
So, did y'all play together in high school or play against each other?
No, I never did. It's weird. Like I tell everyone, and we always talk about it. It's like every Canadian knows every Canadian in the NCAA. It's like you don't really know them, but you know them.
Yeah.
It's such a small sample size and niche group of guys that are doing so well in the NCAA that you just know of each other.
So I gotta ask, is there a little Canadian clique going on?
In Texas State?
Just in general.
Across
the country.
I mean, especially for our football guys. We all get together when we go home. We all train together. Yeah. It's good work, right? So.
Yeah, and there's kind of guys that are friends, who grew up together, who let's say one goes to school on the West Coast, one goes to school on the East Coast. In a time like this, or they're summer break, they'll fly, meet up, and train together. You know what I mean? So guys do a lot of work together.
Yeah.
It's important for those guys to keep those relationships. You know what I mean? Because you grew up together. It's kind of hard to get recruited from Canada to come to the U.S. And the guys you work with, the guys you get to the U.S. with, you want to keep doing that. You want to keep grinding like you did together in high school.
Who do you think is the first wave of Canadians to really excel?
From my perspective, I'd say Neville Gallimore.
Yeah, Neville for sure. Because he opened a lot of doors because he did do so well. Because he was the first guy to get invited to the Nike opening, all those kind of
All-American game, All-American game.
Yeah.
How's he doing right now?
He plays for the Cowboys.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys.
Shout out them.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He was a third-round pick.
I've never seen him.
We're trying to, we'll hit him up. But he actually played at Oklahoma. Coop is that defensive tackle.
I know.
But it's weird how things like that work, right? How one guy really excels, and it's wow, this guy's from Canada, right? And it opens the door up for every Canadian, and it's wow, these guys can really play, and it's cool to see. And now it's Liam and I's turn, we're doing our thing down here, and then Liam's coming up. There's a bunch of guys out here that we probably don't even know too. Some of them, we just did this.
I would say it's some big time guys.
Yeah.
There was a guy that was getting recruited for tight end over in Canada, and he was a beast. He was 6'5", 240 or 4'5",
He's Theo Johnson or something like that.
Yeah. He goes to Texas State.
Yeah, he's an animal.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's some big dudes for that there. It's hard to see.
It's crazy too. I remember, Maine's an FCS school, so we didn't play this fall, so I got to watch a lot more college football than I typically would. And I was watching an Alabama game, and John Mechie, Canadian receiver.
He's awesome.
You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
He's the guy who blocked the guy from Florida.
Yeah.
Forced that fumble. So
And then it's pride though too, right? We don't know him, but at the same time, it's damn, he's Canadian.
He's from
He's doing
Canada.
his thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's our boy. It's he's Canadian, right?
So did y'all have favorite teams growing up or anything like that?
Football wise,
I mean, college football, NFL, anything like that.
I mean, it's
Or
weird to
favorite
say,
players?
but I love the CFL. I love watching the CFL. Canadians have a lot of pride in the CFL and what they're doing, and it's not our league, but at the same time, it's the Canadian Football League.
Yeah.
And a lot of Canadians do love the CFL more than they do the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, growing up, like Kyle said, I love watching the CFL. I remember going to the first CFL game I ever went to with my dad when I was young. It was a real great experience. But for me personally, I have favorite American teams. It's hard, watching the movie Rudy growing up. Notre Dame is a huge staple in America, right? But it's you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to not like those schools growing up, and as a kid in Canada, you're not really exposed to other American schools, so you kind of just attach onto those.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But other sports wise, the Blue Jays, the Raptors, those are our teams, right?
So y'all rap to those teams.
Oh yeah,
Let's go Jazz.
yeah, that's right.
So did y'all grow up wanting to play in the CFL, or is it more wanting to play in the NFL? Or
As times kind of develop, your goals change and everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's this just sense of pride being Canadian, playing in the CFL and whatnot. But
Yeah, it's kind of just like Kyle said, your sense of pride is playing at the highest level you possibly can. So as like a kid growing up in Canada, you think that's the CFL, but as you get a little bit older, the NFL
Jeez.
is there. But at the end of the day, football is football. If you get any opportunity to play,
You're
take
you're
it.
playing at the professional level. So were there any players y'all really looked up to that were in the CFL, like a big offensive lineman or anything like that?
That's a good question.
One for me that kind of sticks out right away is Henry Burris. He's a quarterback who played a long time in the CFL. He just won a bunch of championships, really good dude, you know, kind of stuck out in the community. And
Yeah.
as like a professional, that's kind of what you want to be, you know what I mean? Like, he is to us, but like, we want to be to other kids.
Yeah.
Like a leader, a good player, all that stuff.
It's cool too, because like it's our team, right? And you know, the Toronto team, like you see these guys in the community and like you're growing up, you're like, damn, like, these guys are like what we can be, and they're good role models, and in the sense of like, you know, winning championship, Grey Cups and everything, and the city kind of, you know, gravitates towards winning. And it's cool to see like the Argos won not too long ago, and you know, Ricky Ray is one of the best quarterbacks of all time, and he was there, and it's just cool to see how the Canadians support other Canadians.
Yeah, that's really cool. It seems like it's pretty close. But like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
So what are y'all doing with the boys up there? I know y'all not just doing football and training all the time. Y'all gotta do something with the boys.
You know, I haven't. It's weird because I haven't been home in so long because of the COVID lockdowns and everything.
Yeah.
It's been over like 7-8 months that I haven't been home, and I know it's even longer for you.
Yeah, coming up on like close to 2 years, 2.5 years since I've been home, so it's been a while.
So they pretty much locked y'all out, huh?
It's been like
Please let us back.
seriously. We gotta get these. Let these borders open up, because it's time. You know, let all the Canadians start traveling again, and letting Americans come back in, and
It's families.
that's right. And we want our families to come see us play, and it's just, you know, your hands are tied because the border's shut down, and it makes it almost impossible, you know, getting a COVID test, like flying back and forth. It's,
Quarantines, fines.
like there's still quarantines going on and everything. It's just
So like, what are the rules? Everybody's wearing masks everywhere. Right?
Yeah, they're starting to loosen up, I think, as
15%
of
patios.
yesterday. Yeah.
15% patios.
Yeah, I remember when Texas got that.
Yeah.
Like 12 months ago.
The first week of coronavirus.
There's like a
But
50%.
the perspective of Canadians is like, you know, Corona didn't happen here, but it did. But it's just like they're so locked down, and they're still locked
So how
down.
do most Canadians look at COVID? You think? What's the average Canadian look at COVID?
It's hard to say. 'Cause like, we haven't been
home.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it's like you can't really get that info, and I don't know. It's kind of like who you talk to. Right?
Yeah.
Same as here. Some people think it's a major issue. Some people don't think it's an issue.
Yeah.
So just trying to find a happy medium.
Yeah.
Trying to treat it correctly. And
definitely
also
hard
letting
to
people
find
live their
something.
life.
Whoever you ask is going to be.
Something different.
Yeah.
So did y'all talk to those guys from back home in Canada? Did y'all keep up with everybody?
It's hard. You'd be really surprised. Like it's overwhelming. Like sometimes it's like you don't see these guys for like 8 months on end, especially like when you're in camp now, like we're about to start. It's like keeping up with guys here and then having to, you know, go back home and talk to those guys. It's difficult. But
Yeah, I get that.
a lot of my friends actually are NCAA football players. So it's kind of like easy just to like, you know, how's your season going kind of thing. But the guys outside of football, it's like, it's not like a second thought, but it's like, damn, like I gotta make time for like these guys, you know?
Yeah.
Like Kyle said, like a lot of your friends from back home are athletes because you spend so much time trying to get to that like level. That's who your friends become. But like your friends from when you were growing up and stuff, you guys are still friends. You guys still talk, but it's like kind of hard to talk all the time. But you guys still are cool. Like there is still that respect. You guys just don't spend as much time together as you did when you were young.
So did y'all do some reckless things in high school up there in Canada? What were y'all doing up there?
Shoot. I mean, I was so focused as I was so focused as a high school like athlete because it is so hard to make it out of Canada that you have to have like a laser focus in everything you do, and you have like no room for error. And I know these prep schools that came along, like it helped us, but at the same time, like you have to put that work in. You had to, and it was like you have to work 2 times harder than an American just because you are Canadian, and you have to, you know, have that laser focus in anything you do, especially the academics in school.
Yeah, And kind of with that being said, Kyle mentioned earlier that he went to a school that was kind of like in a public school setting. My high school was more relaxed. he knows where I'm going with this. But our high school, we lived in a hotel. There's 25 guys to it. We just lived in the hotel, did school out of the hotel. So 25 teenagers being supervised by one adult who grew up in like Inglewood, California. So some reckless things happened for sure. You know what I mean? So it was a good experience. It was a good time, but
it's so strange because like a lot of people don't understand like how hard it actually is to make it out of Canada and be able to play in the NCAA. Like I'd say like we talk about it quite a bit too. It's like how many Canadians you think are in the NCAA?
I'd say like 150
maybe
max. Yeah.
Maybe. Like
That's a good number.
it's like we got 4 of them here.
Shout out to San Diego.
Shout out Fanny.
I have to get him on here, so it's
Yeah.
maybe do another Canadian special.
That's right.
Fully French episode.
Oh my god.
I did just get a 96 in a French class.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That great. Let's go.
We have Canada here. Let's get a few questions for you. It's gonna be a little bit of a Canadian slang segment.
Oh,
I just want to have a few questions for y'all. Let's see what actual slang words they use in Canada. 'Cause, I mean, Americans don't really know. We have our own language. Have y'all noticed a big difference in how we talk compared to how Canadians talk?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's the biggest difference? Like, what's the biggest?
Yeah, what are some words that like have y'all heard that have been like
Jet.
Yeah.
That's not even like a Texas thing, it's like a Florida thing.
Yeah, no, but like, you know, just being around like,
Yeah.
being around like college athletes in general kind of use a different language.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? It's back to my time in like in North Dakota, like the Midwest. I found there was more of a difference there because they would use words like oofta. Like I don't know.
Excuse me?
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Like get a
Like
translation.
the first time I heard it, I was like, "What is this word?" Like everyone is saying it. Oh, another one would be like a like a casserole. They call it like hot dish.
Hot dish?
I did not know what that is. So like these are new to you guys, but
Yeah.
like the biggest difference was for me at North Dakota. Like they like oofta. Like
So you
what
never
is-
figured out what oofta meant?
Oofta's like it's kind of like it's not a word. It's like oh damn like oofta like
an
expression. Yeah, like
That makes sense.
exactly.
That makes sense.
I was like, what? I had to do like a double take on it.
So here we go. We got the first one. Mickey. Y'all use that? Is that used?
Yeah, that's used very, very widely back home.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's like a half of a fifth, you know. So like, if you and the boys want to go out and have like a good night, but you're not trying to drink too much, like you go
Mickey.
pick up a Mickey. You know what I
Give you a
mean?
little Mickey.
What do you want? Give me a Mickey of vodka.
What
Yeah.
about 2-4?
Beer. So 24, 2-4 pack of beer.
Pick me up a 2-4.
Okay.
Molson Triple X.
Well, that's blue for Liam.
We got Chesterfield.
Oh my god.
That's like a couch or something.
That's
isn't it?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So it's like a fancy word for
So your
couch.
parents use it.
Yeah, so like Chesterfield like couch. Yeah.
Is that like a brand or something? Where did that come from?
Who knows?
like a lazy boy, like
Yeah, like
Might
that,
be, yeah.
that kind of thing.
like I get talking. Okay, alright, I get you.
It's like a fancier couch.
Yeah.
Toque.
Toque. Come on, get your pronunciation right. Come on.
Hey man, I just like
Toque is like a winter hat.
It's like a beanie with like a pom-pom on the top.
Y'all rock that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
love them.
Can I get a Texas State toque, please?
Wait, we got one.
I did get one last
Yeah, we
year.
got one last year.
Right, you could probably take mine.
Yeah, I left mine back home.
Bunny hug.
I heard that one up in Maine a lot. Other than that, I've
Really?
never heard it before.
I've never heard that one.
It's like a sweater, right? It's like a sweater.
Really?
Yeah, I heard that up in Maine.
Let's go. Shout out, man.
That and Jimmy's. What do you call this? Like put on ice cream, those color things.
Sprinkles?
Yeah, I call them sprinkles all the time too.
Jimmy's?
Yeah, up in Maine they call them Jimmy's.
Jimmy's.
You want to hear one that every American gets wrong? So, rockets. What is that to you?
A rocket?
You're gonna start a war right now.
Yeah,
Be
war.
careful.
I know. Rocket?
Like a rocket.
It's a candy. So you guys call them Smarties.
Oh yeah.
We call them Rockets.
Do not call them Rockets.
And we have Smarties. So Smarties is a separate deal.
Like Smarties for us. No, Smarties for us are your guys like regular M&Ms,
Yeah.
but they're better.
Yeah, they are better.
They're better.
Yep.
You don't have any of those?
Americans.
We need to get some. We need to.
My dad's moving down here for the season. I might ask him to bring me down like a carrot.
Hey, what about this one? Ketchup chips.
Ketchup chips.
The ketchup and
Yeah, we're
fries.
on the
you mean?
podcast now.
Ketchup chips.
I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh my gosh.
Like
So
French
they're
fries and ketchup?
Lay's like flavored ketchup chips.
Yeah, it's like a potato chip, but it's
Yeah,
like
That sounds
ketchup.
amazing.
They're real good.
Dude, I used to put ketchup in my macaroni.
Yeah, that's a
That's
Canadian.
crazy.
That's a Canadian thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
I'm not
Good,
fucking
good.
Canadian.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I used to put hot dogs in my macaroni. Who else? I know someone else does that.
Hot dogs in your macaroni.
Yeah, dude. Who hasn't done that? It's
All right,
like hot
respect.
dogs in your pork and beans.
Respect.
Most of them.
So you eat
Dude,
hot
what?
dogs too? Is that what you're doing?
Wait,
No, you don't put raw hot dogs.
Okay,
in there.
alright,
You
you
cook
cook
them, you
them.
boil them, and yeah.
I've seen people just go in the fridge, get raw hot
That's
dogs.
disgusting. I cannot do
Since
that.
we're talking about hot dogs, up in Maine, this is like a delicacy. They're red hot dogs, and they call them red snappers because they're like lobsters.
Red snap.
Red snappers.
I feel like I kind of heard that. That makes sense. Let's get another one in here. Nice it?
Oh my gosh, that's a Toronto thing. So there's a huge like Jamaican population in Toronto. Like, so Toronto is one of the most multicultural areas in Canada. It's called like the melting pot of Canada.
Okay.
So
Very diverse.
yeah, so that's like a Jamaican term. So like nice it means like shut up. So like if I tell you like just nice it, shut up.
using that.
Yeah, just
Nice
up.
Yeah. That's sweet. I like it. Alright. Let's see. Reaching?
Yeah, that means like, oh, like reach my place, like come over to my house, like,
Yeah.
oh, let's go reach the movies.
So did y'all use that regularly?
I still use it.
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like my American friends are like reaching. Like, what are you reaching for? I'm like, no, like reach. Like, come, I'm reaching. Like,
So that's like y'all's little slang term, basically.
yeah.
Keener?
Oh,
I feel like that's a classic one. I've heard that. I've heard the Note Boys do that one.
yeah. It's like a keener's kind of like a brown noser, kind of, you know, suck up kind of thing.
Yeah,
like
that's
you're a
it.
keener.
Y'all use that at all?
No.
Not calling out people.
Oh my God,
The classic.
Yeah, that's
Classic
classic. Y'all use that at all? I haven't heard y'all use
I don't think I use
I
it.
think I do. A lot of people are like, oh, eh? I'm like, no, eh?
So every sentence.
Come on, eh?
Is there anybody back home that like would bother the hell out of you because they would do that so much? Like, is there anybody that overuses that?
I feel like it's such a stereotype because it might be true, but like it's just
We don't notice it.
we don't notice it because it's just
It's
part of
just
it.
us, right?
'Cause it's like you guys saying y'all, like
Y'all.
Y'all think that's weird? Like,
No.
you know,
No.
y'all what about like y'all notice any accent? Like, anybody? What's the like most distinct accent y'all heard?
Louisiana,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any specific people?
federal four.
Federal?
Yeah.
It's from Alabama.
Shout out Federal.
He's from the ham.
Yeah.
The ham.
No, but like
Headphone.
he has like the most distinct accent.
Yeah.
And everything.
He's definitely a different character now.
No, he's a good kid.
Yeah, I love him. So what do y'all think of everybody on the team so far?
I mean, I've been here a month and I love it. Like it's been such a fresh start, and you know, just being embraced by everyone, like on the offensive line, like especially, and you know, the team in general. Because a lot of times, like being a Canadian, you're kind of like an outsider, but now we have like Liam, and it's kind of like the Canadians are brought in as one, and it's cool to be Canadian. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, and I've been here like a little bit longer, and same with me. Like I've had no issues at all. You know what I mean? Everyone on the team's been really welcoming, and it's kind of just like a good experience. You know, just we both transferred in, and like you never know what you're getting into because coaches can always lie to you and say all this stuff. But everything's been fantastic. So everything now.
So did y'all just like hit each other up before y'all came here? Like, hey, we're going to Texas State down to San Marcos.
Well, so I entered the portal before he did. I entered kind of right around Christmas time, so I ended up committing here again down in January, and then I was just on Twitter one day and I see that he entered the portal, and I went up to Coach Turner. I was like, hey, Coach, you gotta take a look at this guy, you know.
Got the shawl.
And he was asking all sorts of questions, and I was like, Coach, I don't know too much about him. I just know some stuff, but I got a call later that night, and he goes, yeah. So that's
That's awesome. Yeah. Little recruit. That's right. Gotta recruit the boys.
I expect the bonus coming soon.
Recruit the whole Canadian crew. So you recruit him too?
No, that was me. That was my doing. He entered the portal, and a couple days later, I just hit him up. I'm like, dude, like, we got this Canadian Express going on down here, and you should come join the crew. And it's been, it's been awesome. And the way that, the American culture has embraced the Canadians down here is just special. Like, I've never been a part of something like this, like top down, from like the head coach to, the janitors just love the Canadians, and it's just something that I think is going to continue here even when we're gone. It's going to be cool to see for sure.
I definitely feel like y'all are starting a culture.
Yeah.
We have y'all are in there like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. every day.
Yeah, something like that.
It's just like different mentality, because we've had to work so hard for everything that we have, and we just want to work harder now because we're at the spot where we're able to, continue this legacy of not just Canadian, but being great offensive linemen.
It's kind of like in high school, you're kind of held back to a certain extent, you know what I mean? Like, we never had the facilities that we could go to and get extra work in the morning or go at night, you know what I mean? So, like, now that we have, like, stuff presented to us where we can get extra work, do that stuff to try to take our game to the next level, we try to take advantage of it.
But it's like, it's our responsibility now to not only do that for ourselves, but bring others along with us, because I want to win a lot of games, and I know everyone sitting in this room wants to win a lot of games.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, it's our responsibility now to bring others along with us, and,
So I think we should get everybody on the team in there early.
RTT 4:45 every day.
I mean, a lot of people have a jump on us. There's different time zones in this world, and there's just, we just gotta.
They're out ahead of us. Yeah.
They're ahead of us, and
We gotta work up. We gotta.
hard work. You can't beat it, and I'm just looking forward, because I know our team, has been putting in the work, and our offensive line is going to be real good this year. So excited to see what happens.
This is definitely the hardest, like, the O-line has ever worked, like, as I've been here, like, for sure, like, and it seems like we've been more in tune, like, even the offense in general has been more in tune to each other. Like, we know what we want and how we're going to do it. It's just like putting all the pieces together.
Mm-hmm. Even like during like conditioning drills, like we've taken a step since I've gone down here in the spring semester. Like, we had to redo drills when I first got here, and now it's kind of
now it's
like guys are disciplined.
We've messed up drills to do more drills, like, because we want to get extra.
It's an opportunity.
Shout out to the
opportunity.
Freaking Hergel over here.
We talk about opportunity and adversity a lot in our offensive line room, and we look at extra work as an opportunity to get better, but also the hard work as adversity, because you're never just gonna have smooth sailing in a game or anything in life. It's always adversity and opportunity that you face, and just the mentality of not being soft. We're not a soft group of guys, and we're some tough dudes, and we're coming to hurt a lot of people this year. A lot of people.
I'm ready to sit, man. What teams are you all looking forward to? Any players?
All of them.
All of them, yeah.
All of them.
Seriously.
Go look at the first game, Baylor. Got to open the season strong, you know what I mean?
It's like
It's cool.
no one.
It should be like a domino effect. Like, once we win the first game, it should just push the momentum, bring the team more closer together, and then just when the hard times happen, we can just rely on our brother to back us up.
Adversity.
Dylan, what do you think we had changed this year from last year? Like, what do you think were the problems that we last year?
Last year, definitely, like, leadership was definitely not what we had at all. We didn't have, like, much, like, we had a bunch of guys that were really good, but we didn't have one guy that would just, like, stand up and talk to us, like, as a team, and, like, be able to, like, help us through, like, band us all together. Like, yeah, like, it seemed like every time something bad happened, it was always finger pointing, and you just never want to be a part of it. Like, you hated going in the locker room after a loss because, like, everyone would just be blaming each other. Like, they'd be like, well, how'd you not score on that 4th down? It was like, well, you gave up 50 points on defense, or like the O-line missed a block, or the D-line missed a tackle. Just all sorts of stuff like that. And then it was just finger pointing, and then just we went 2-10. So
Yeah. There was a lot of close games.
yeah, I mean,
we were never on the way like this.
yeah, lost my ounce and horseshoes and hand grenades. So
Is that?
Yes, sir.
Did y'all watch any of the games last year, or even like see highlights or anything?
Yeah, I actually watched quite a bit of the games because my friend Sammy Obiang, we didn't play this year, so I watched a lot of the games. And from my perspective, everything Coop was saying was right. You could kind of, as like a player, you kind of look at the sideline and see how the momentum of the game's affecting guys, And what Coop was saying, I could kind of tell from just watching on TV, like you guys were right there in so many games. And kind of when that adversity did hit, it wasn't that mental toughness necessarily to push you through to get back into those close games, or not even get back, but stay in them and push through, you know what I mean? So just being able to, that mental toughness aspect that we just talked about a little bit was possibly lacking a little bit this year, or last year. So this year it's been a big improvement.
I also feel like we have a lot more depth this year.
yeah, well, it always starts like that. Like, you always have a lot of depth, and then like it just freak shit happens and someone gets hurt. But it's always like
more players.
that's like I do feel like we have more players that are on more level ground than last year, because last year it was like you'd have a really star player, and then we wouldn't play like the backups hardly at all.
Yeah.
And then like that star player got hurt, and then it was kind of just like, well, crap, like
the fire.
yeah. But now like that, where more people are like working harder, it's like more people are pushing for more like spots and stuff. So like it's more balanced across the board for everyone to get a shot, because it's more competitive,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which is all you want.
Alrighty.
All right, first off, shout out Hockley. Y'all, if you live in San Marcos and you haven't tried pickles yet, you're not doing something.
Fire.
Have
Fire
you tried
pickles.
pickles?
They're fire.
I think you said liar.
No, I said fire.
I'm not even a pickle guy. They are freaking great.
Yeah, get you some pickles. And beautiful.
I'm very spicy.
What are y'all doing for like pre-game stuff? Like how do y'all get prepped? Like,
Smelling
prepared for
salts.
games?
Smelling salts and a lot of pre-workout.
Copious amounts of smelling salts.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Kyle will have you guys right this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need smelling salts. You need pre-workout. Shout out my boy Ryan Tobin. He always provided the pre-workout for us at North Dakota. Tub, he's a great dude. He's
Shout out
Tub. And
Larry companies for pre-workout y'all are trying to reach out to? Any supplement?
If you sell pre-workout, I will take some.
Canada,
These boys pre-workout.
anything in Canada,
Get
hit
this
us up.
pre-workout.
Popeyes rival us, BioSteel,
Anything.
all quality companies,
I promise you, I will use it, and I will use it well.
and enjoy it.
Every second of it.
Are there like smelling salt brands?
Oh, good question.
I haven't even thought about that.
Yeah, I'm not really focused on the brand. I think it's not-
I said
I like see out there. That's good. Y'all thinking that face paint too? Like,
Yeah.
I know you are.
Yeah, typically I just cover my whole face.
Respect.
Yeah, white on.
Warrior.
War paint.
Hopefully, I like blood, so I like getting blood on my jersey. So hopefully by the end of the game, it's just painted red.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Oh yeah.
So you got the crossbar face mask. You can try to get that?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Andrew, our equipment manager down here, see what he can do for me. I might also make a call back up to my guy at UMaine and see if he can shut one down for me. But I'm gonna see what I can do in terms of getting that face mask.
All right. Let me get that on screen. People need to see that. Little Liam Dobson.
Oh yeah.
That's that. So you can have the unversed in there. Is that an elbow pad? What is that?
No, those were just in 2018. I hyperextended one of my elbows and displaced the fat pad in one of the other ones. So yeah, they're fine. I just
Strong for yourself.
no, there's like we ran a little quarterback sneak, and I was bottom of the pile. I was just arm in the wrong position, so they're fine. There's like no damage at all. I didn't even need them honestly, but our coach had a little money left over in the budget, and we made the playoffs. And he asked me, he's like, if I order these, it was like freezing temperatures up in May for the first round of playoffs. It was like December 6th or 7th, something like that. Because if I order you these, because you have to walk out warm-ups, shirtless, face paint on, Don Joy's on, the elbows, and just act like a total maniac. I was like, okay, I got you, coach. Because I want you to freak them out so they're so scared to come on the field. I can do that.
That should be your fun.
Yeah, we need this video. It was just you terrible. What team was it? What team were you playing?
It was Jacksonville State.
Oh,
It was a good game.
before Deanna got there.
Is there any chance of being in here?
No,
I doubt it.
no, it's not up there. I wish.
Okay, let's see what you got going here.
Newcomer video?
There you go.
We have Dobson, Ontario, an offensive lineman. I'm seeing. I just Texas State, because the coaching staff have a great connection. It was just the first time they called me when I entered the portal, and I just felt like that family feel right off the start. Coach Terry come in with a lot of good energy, learning a lot, lots of new techniques, fundamentals, leading defenses, and lots of stuff. He's getting us right, we're going to play hard, fast, and physical this year.
Winner.
You get one of those? Hergel?
That face mask?
No, one of those videos.
No, I'm going.
Have you been interviewed yet?
Better talk to someone about that.
We have not been interviewed. Holy crap.
Come on, Sean.
I bet
slap.
they should definitely get you a video during fall camp. Then
Yeah, I don't know.
it'll definitely be after practice when you're really not feeling like getting an interview. You just want to run some more hills.
So you're gonna have some armbands on? Or
No.
talking with the swag here. Y'all are big swag guys?
No.
On a drip scale, I'm probably a -2.
I go, cleats, socks, mid calf, and then the Don Joys and no shirt.
Yeah, no shirts at Boston. You can't wear a
You
shirt.
can't. I
It's
get
a
the
lot of swag.
Yeah,
What about you, kid?
I usually wear a cutoff, like a longer undershirt, and then I like to tape my hands over
Yeah.
my gloves. And that's about it. You never wear sleeves though. Never.
No, can't.
Never
I'm
sleeves.
in lineman role. No
Yeah.
sleeves.
Or you do, the wrist guards, those.
Sharks.
Seriously, Don Joy, get good. You need to.
Yeah.
So we'll do it.
The gauntlets is what we call them. Yeah.
Whoa, who's this?
Got a special guest.
Newcomer, special guest, Liam Dick. Introduce yourself, Liam.
What's going on, guys? My name's Liam Dick. Play Dalton,
Where are you from, Liam?
from Milton, Ontario.
Shout out Milton.
Shout out Milton, dude.
So, what's the story about you, Liam?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Let's hear it, Liam.
What's your
I
story?
mean, are we out here? So the deal?
The story. Tell us the story.
Break it down.
Out of high school, everything.
Out of high school, I went to the same high school as Kyle did. He kind of led the way. Football North.
Shout out Football North.
Shout out Football North.
Jamie and Larry.
Shout out Larry.
Larry Stannis is the man,
No doubt.
Jamie's the man. Everyone's the man down there.
No doubt. Those guys will get you
We're in
right.
Texas. It's up there.
Oh gosh, yeah, up there. Shout out to everyone up there.
And
Thanks, Liam.
yeah, no worries.
I'm good at geography.
98.
And yeah, so I had a couple offers coming out of high school. It was nothing crazy. I went to Pitt. And
Whoa. Back that up.
You had a couple of offers.
I had a single offer.
oh, big guy over there. You got it. I wasn't trying to get into all that.
Get into it. Get into it.
So I just went to a bunch of camps and stuff like that, earned a couple of scholarships. I ended up picking University of Pittsburgh, and well, now I'm here.
We got a Canadian at the University of Pittsburgh too, huh?
Yeah, my boy Jared Wayne. Shout out Jared Wayne.
Jared Wayne, good man.
Good man, good dude. Solid dude.
But yeah, it's kind of strange back to the whole Canadian thing. It's like they're everywhere. Like they are everywhere.
And doing well too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
That's
they're
right.
usually doing
Yeah.
pretty well in whatever team they're at. So it's good to see.
Like I remember I was having a conversation with a coach in high school from an SEC school, and it was like, listen, like you're a quality player. He's like, we just can't take a chance on you. Like you're a kid from Canada. We're not saying you're a bad player, but like lots of times, like we can offer a kid from Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas, and it not pan out, and it just turns out he's not a good player. But if we offer you and you don't work out, it's because you're Canadian and you're terrible at football. Why do we offer Canadian? So kind of like that's kind of how a lot of coaches think.
More like backlash on them.
They
If you don't pan out, rather than trusting.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta always work so much harder to prove like, oh listen, like we are the player we are. It's not a fluke.
Yeah.
It's not an accident. Like we are who we are.
It's a strange thing because, you know, film doesn't lie. Like eyes don't lie, but it's weird.
Yeah.
You get the Canadian thing like attached to you, and it's like, damn.
That sucks though, because like it wouldn't happen anywhere else. Like especially in the United States, like unless you lived in like Alaska or Hawaii. But even then, like they'd still like you're American. Like, and it's not like it's like here. It's like you're recruiting in Oklahoma, and like they don't say like whatever districts are up there, provinces that y'all have up there. It's just Canada.
I got a question for you. Since we're on the topic of Oklahoma, can you explain to the Canadians what noodling is?
What is noodling a catfish?
Please.
Noodling is going underwater and holding your breath underwater and catching a fish. All underwater.
My lord.
Is that a common occurrence in Oklahoma?
Yes, every summer.
You noodle?
Yes.
Are you an avid noodler?
I am an avid. Well,
Cooper is an avid noodler.
I am not an avid noodler now, but growing up, yes, I was.
What was the biggest noodle fish you've ever caught?
Probably, I want to say maybe 45 to 50 pounds.
Wow.
Is that when you
Rip
put
that
your
thing out of the water?
Yeah.
I've been told.
It's fun, dude. It's exhilarating.
I've been told that you gotta be careful for snappers though.
It just depends. Like those people are usually stupid. Like you know they do that. Like that they'll look into like things that are dangerous. You just gotta know. Like
You have to be an experienced noodler to know how to noodle.
You gotta have you gotta go with someone that knows what they're doing in order for you not.
And you know what you're doing.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Coop, can you take us noodling?
Probably not anywhere up here or down here
Why?
because the water's too clear.
Oh, okay.
So you want really muddy water?
You want really dirty Oklahoma water.
Nice.
Well, like
You could probably go somewhere. You could probably go somewhere in North Texas and find something.
Dirty water? Like
Dirty water.
It's got like
Them
a
catfish.
stick man in there kind
Yeah,
of.
well, you just gotta feel around, man. You know, you
Nice.
just feel around.
Nice.
Well, back home, like I know, like most of the spots, like they have like layup holes and stuff where they like lay up and like lay eggs. And everything. They'll fan out an area and
You
Like the
gotta
whole family tree down.
you gotta understand how crazy this sounds to 3 Canadians right now.
yeah.
I sounds like a marine biologist.
I mean, you could teach a whole class on noodling. Noodling with Cooper.
It's
Texas
fun,
State
man.
has a
It's-
new class out to their fall program.
Cooper noodle.
Yeah.
101.
Professor Cooper.
So
Russell Baker.
I've been fishing once, and I never want to go fishing again.
You just saw. You probably weren't fishing the right spot.
Yep, that and I got burnt. Sun never loses, and water never loses.
You're very dumb.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
I've had walleye before.
I've never. I really, honestly, I can say I don't really enjoy seafood that much. But
Noodled catfish is
fried
the-
catfish
yeah.
is.
Is it because it comes from clean salt water?
Does it taste better because it's noodled?
Yeah, I think so.
Noodling?
It always tastes better when you know you've caught it and killed it. You know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know.
You know where it comes from.
Like you
know where it
Yeah,
Like
like
farm to table
Like
fresh.
that is mine. Like
Noodle to
yeah.
Yeah.
You just feel like a man.
Like you just earned your meal.
Yeah. You realize, all right, this will feed me for the day. You know.
Not you're on vacation, but I feel
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, shout out to you. You have the ultimate gift.
You get to gain weight and not get yellow
For being
fat.
Yeah, it's a fun time. You're just eating food all the time, I guess.
What's your favorite food place in San Marcos?
San Marcos barbecue.
Really?
Really?
Easy, hands down.
Tremendous.
That's a good spot.
San Marcos barbecue.
What's your favorite thing from the menu there?
The Rudy.
The Rudy.
Rudy.
Nice.
Rudy, make sure, I got to wait the next day. I make sure I go get the Rudy.
And you're set?
I'm set.
You don't weigh light?
You're coming in.
You're coming heavy? Yeah.
Big dick time.
So funny story about Dick. So when Dick committed here, we were driving down. So I went back to Pittsburgh to help him all, move all his stuff into a U-Haul. So we left.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
So we left on I think it was like a Tuesday, morning, like 5 a.m. So we get down to Pittsburgh around 12. Jared picks us up at the airport, and he gets there. We get to his house around like 1 o'clock. And I'm like, damn, dude, you have a lot of stuff in your room, and we had to get a U-Haul and move all his stuff in a U-Haul into a storage locker. That took us about 5, maybe 6, and then we were on the road back to Texas in his car because we packed the car too with all his stuff, and we ended up. I think we drove like 8 hours through the night, to Louisville, and then stayed in over at Louisville, and then we
Slept for like 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little driving, not much.
For the week.
I mean, yeah. When you're driving through the night though, it's a little different, right? But back to this. Long story short, so we get to Texas in under 48 hours. We literally did the trip in under 2 days.
Texas to Pittsburgh, clean out Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh back to Texas, 48 hours.
Yeah, it was something crazy. It was.
That's a trip.
Yeah, it was.
Lots of adversity and opportunity.
Yeah, that was an opportunity, and you guys just attacked it.
Well, we were thinking maybe 4 days we'll do it in. No, we just kept going. It was just a straight shot. It was
That's
straight
mental
shot.
toughness.
Yeah, it was something to behold for sure. You really got to find out what kind of driver Liam is.
And what's the verdict?
I mean, I feel like I die sometimes, but
you are still here.
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not your driving skills aren't bad. It's just you drive crazy. I feel like I have to be ready to die.
It's from the set.
It's from Dalton. But it's
6, bro.
yeah. It's you gotta be ready. You gotta be prepared to die every time you step in that car. You have to be prepared to die when you step under that bar. You have to be prepared to die to step in that car with you.
Oh, come on. It's not like I'm a bad driver.
No, it's just crazy.
Dick, we were going 120 on the way here.
And it was a regular 120. It wasn't just,
You had your arm out the window, you were doing the head.
Hergel and Andrew.
Yeah.
Is that a deer?
Yeah. And then, we got back to Texas and we stayed with our man Sugar Shane. Shout out Sugar Shane.
Shout out Sugar
He
Shane.
is a legend. He is a legend. Great guy. He can't say enough about Shane and how good he was to me and Liam and Liam now and all the guys. He's gonna come up to the games. He's gonna be here all the time. So it's gonna be chaos.
All right, guys. I need Joe's best stories from back home.
Best stories.
OU, Oklahoma. I don't know exactly where you're from.
I don't even know what I would talk about. You'll have to ask me.
Are you talking football stories?
Yeah,
With the boys.
I mean, I can start
Surely.
To be honest, waking up every morning and going to the gym with Kyle. I mean, that's a big thing. We used to have to hang out a lot because, in high school, when we played together, we had the same routine. And just waking up every morning, going, working out, then going full day of school, and then going through film after school, working out and then practicing. It was a grind, and I got to do it with them. And looking back, I was like, that was kind of a cool time to,
You don't realize it though.
Yeah, at the time you don't realize it, but afterwards you're like, wow, that was pretty cool, what we did and whatnot, and I look back and I'm like, yeah, like I don't know how I did it at the time, honestly, sometimes, but
As a young kid, just doing so much, like
exactly,
it's so fun at the same time. It's a breeze.
exactly.
Like it wasn't like work though.
No, it
was
wasn't.
fun.
It wasn't. But looking back, like it was a lot of work, you know what I mean? But at the time, it was like you had fun. It was like, you know, I mean, you weren't getting paid to do it or anything. You know, you didn't have all the fancy, you know, drinks and all that given to you.
Core power.
Yeah.
Yeah, core power is nice.
Core power. I love it. I drink about 4 a day.
Minimum.
Minimum, yeah.
Get your protein in.
26 grams per bottle.
Low fat, low carb.
I was gonna ask you, how long were like the bus rides?
Oh my god, so that's a good story. I can tell you this one. I was
So y'all played all in the United States?
yeah, so we did Ohio a lot. Ohio was like our biggest trip. So one time it was, I think it was to San Xavier. It was a bus trip, and you know there was just like a border. Like we were crossing the border. It was like a usual border trip, but our bus ended up whacking the side of the border patrol office, and the mirror got like clipped off, and we had to get like a
Was
whole.
Dick driving?
No, Dave was not driving.
That's a little blow, man.
But like the border patrol office, we were like stuck there, and this mirror's just hanging off the side of this bus, and we were like delayed for like 4 hours to this game.
Like sitting at the border
sitting
for hours.
sitting at the border for like an hour, like just
Waiting for another bus to show up, basically.
Yeah, and there's like 40 kids on this bus, and we're all like, "What do we do?" Or this one time, our first ever game, you weren't even there for that. We get on this like janky bus. I'm talking like it was sketchy.
Coach bus?
Yes, it was a Greyhound.
We've all been on none.
Oh, no.
So we're driving on the highway, and I tell you, like, it starts getting hot, and everyone's like, "Oh, what's going on with this AC?" And we're like, the bus driver, like, dude, like, let's get some AC on. And he's like, it's not working. And we're all like, what? So we're on this bus for another 5 hours going to a game in Ohio, and we no AC. So I'm telling you, we started stripping. Like guys literally started taking clothes off, and we were all sweating. And I mean sweating. It was so hot in that bus. It was ridiculous. It was we tried fixing it. No brains could put together what to do with this AC. We all acted like we knew something, but we knew nothing.
Bunch of mechanics, huh?
Yeah, everyone thinks they're a mechanic until shit hits the fan, and no one really
No one can get it.
I can change a tire. That's about it.
Respect.
Coop, I need to hear some stuff from Oklahoma, please.
Besides the noodling, we
Whatever
covered that
that
already.
is.
We get here an avid noodler.
That was a past. I can't nibble anymore down here. So, what do y'all want to hear? I mean,
Do you have any funny high school stories, like football with
not really, man. I mean, we didn't really have much. I mean, my senior year, we had like 25 kids on the high school football team.
You were just a dude, huh?
Yeah,
You
I
were
was-
just that dude.
Not really. I mean, me and my buddies, like, I have one of my best friends is at Oklahoma State right now.
What's his
Walton,
name?
Jake Schultz. Shout out Jake Schultz. Shout out Jake.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good dude.
Yeah, really good dude.
What position do you play?
He was outside backer. He actually got an offer to come here. Texas.
What are you doing?
But the whole OC pulled it like on his offer here.
Sorry, Jake. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of slow. Yeah, it was unfortunate, but he's got like the semester scholarship or whatever.
Nice.
Like, he's a hard worker, bro. I don't know. A bunch of my buddies back home just go to college now. I mean, small town, you can't really do anything, dude.
What noodle?
I mean, summertime, bro, is just like you go to football practice in the morning, and then after you just either go to the pool or go to the lake or the river, and just hang out. Like, I don't know, like nothing really fun happens in Prague. Yeah,
I feel like it's more going on in Prague.
Yeah, what goes?
Oh, Wasco's a big school, bro. It's a big city. Like
Is that
Russell.
where Russell's from?
Yeah, Russell's from Baker. Yeah, shout out Russell Baker.
He's one of a kind. He really is, though.
Yeah, I really don't think there's anyone else like him on earth.
That'll be a not safe for work podcast.
Yeah, it's more of
Right.
like he's an explicit version only.
Hide your
There'd be
kids.
no way to censor him.
Hide your parents.
Yeah.
Hide your wife.
Anybody have any respect for it? Just don't let it.
You know why? Because they will get corrupted.
Yeah.
Gosh. All right. Man. Let's hear some Canada Pro stories.
So I have 3 stories. 2 are very quick. One's a little more elaborate. But so, like I said, my high school was very much less organized than their high school. So we'd have to walk to and from our practice from our hotel to where we would practice, whether it was like a baseball field or whatever. But we'd always have to cross the Welland Canal. And there was a bridge that crossed the Welland Canal, which was about 30 feet high. So after practice, the boys are all sweaty, walking back, want to take a little break.
Your shirt off?
Tarp's always off.
That's right.
Yeah, I told you, no shirt under the shoulder pads. As soon as I take my shoulder pads off, the shirt's already off. But so boys are walking back, and we find this bridge, right? And it's bridge, bunch of boys. Probably not jump off, you know what I mean? So that became a thing. Yeah, so we'd always walk back from practice. We'd always jump off to cool down, So that was a fun time. And, the second time I also have a bus story. We were driving back from somewhere. It was either Ohio or Maryland, something like that. And the bus just pulls over on the side of the highway. We're like, what are we doing? Like, what's going on? Our coach isn't on the bus with us, and the bus driver's like, oh yeah, like I haven't been paid. I'm not driving until I get paid. So one of the teachers, who was also a coach / like the principal,
Jack of all trades.
yeah, very talented man.
All the above.
He had to call our coach. He had to turn his phone on in America to get all sorts of fees for that. And call our coach, be like, hey, like, you have to pay the bus driver. But yeah, we were probably parked on the side of the freeway for like 4 hours on top of like a 16-hour bus drive you had to do. So that was a fun time. But I think my favorite story is one day, like, we were living in a hotel, right? So I'm just chilling in my room, right? Like, got my stuff and my 3 other roommates' stuff. Just all chilling, right? Pounding on my door, bang, 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 bang. I'm like, oh no. So I get up, it's our principal, he goes, being evicted, grab your stuff.
Respect. Get out. Pardon me, what did you just say?
Coop, just wait. And so I'm like, hold on. So I walk out of the room, and there's just some little dude there. He goes, you. I'm like, yeah, I'm like 16 or 15 at this point. He goes, are you the owner? I'm like, no, I'm not the owner. I'm like, what? He goes, well, you're being like, whatever it's called, like when somebody, served. He's like, the owner of this place is being served. Like, you guys have like 24 hours to vacate the premises. So like, basically we have to like pack up all our stuff, get out, find another place to live. Like, that. And
Crazy.
That is insane.
I got packed up all my stuff. I ended up flying down to Texas for the Team Canada like national team. We played in the U.S. and I left the next day. So like I left.
Did you win?
No. Yeah.
So what y'all do up there in May? Like, is there water over there? Like, you are close to the coast?
So the University of Maine's kind of in like central Maine, kind of. So the closest place to get to water would kind of be Bar Harbor. It's kind of 45 minutes away. It's a nice little. It's very tourist trap like area. Like lots of mansions. Like there's one guy, like a Russian billionaire, showed up on like a mega yacht one time. So I wish, but lots of beautiful houses, lots of nice, cool like tourist trap type shops. You know what I mean? Some good restaurants. But then you kind of get lots of good restaurants.
I need food. I'm always hungry.
But then the next kind of place to go kind of be down in Portland, Maine, kind of 2 hours south of where school is. You know, you just drop down, lots of beaches. It's kind of like a city, you know, there's bars, restaurants, clubs, all that. And
Yeah.
so
North
Did you ever
Dakota.
go?
I'd go down to southern Maine, York, Maine, go surf. I could surf.
This year we get to go to Myrtle Beach. We play Coastal.
Oh, that would be cool.
And the hotel there is pretty nice. It's right on the beach.
Really?
It's,
Do they offer cookies?
It's beautiful. Do what?
Do they
Cookies.
offer cookies?
Cookies.
I love staying at Doubletrees because the cookies are delicious.
Fire.
I imagine, yeah.
Mhm.
Did actually I have a question. On your guys' visit, did you guys get a giant cookie cake?
Nope.
Damn.
I got
is
it.
it?
I didn't have a visit.
I got a
Okay.
You got the cookie cake?
I got a massive cookie.
Did you eat it all?
Oh yeah.
Oh god.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Destroyed
We
it.
gotta get him a cookie cake stat. Actually,
we gotta get
that-
we gotta
that
get
can be
Liam a cookie cake.
cookie
there.
cake
He
stat.
needs 2 cookie cakes.
Yeah.
He needs to weigh 300 by the end of this podcast.
That's right.
Get him
Better
eaten.
open that
Professional,
door.
yeah. Go see grocery. Go make him some sticky rice and
Get
ground
some
beef.
rice and chicken. So Leo, I wanted to talk to you about your special undershirt that you're gonna wear. You still gonna wear that?
Of course.
So where'd that come from?
So this special undershirt, I call it the Big Kahuna because it says Big Kahuna on it. But
Elaborate.
It's a very unique name.
yeah, I got real creative with that.
Yeah.
But I started playing football my freshman year of high school. Although like the football in Canada is not very huge, there's some people who take it very seriously and are very good at what they do. My 2 high school coaches, like prominent high school coaches, were Paul Brown and Andy Castello. My bad, coach. Words are hard. but we did an exchange with a team from British Columbia, which is on the west coast of Canada, called Terry Fox High School, and we went out there for a week. They came to Ottawa for a week, and when we were out there, we went to like kind of like a minor league football game, kind of just like a club team. It was called the Langley Rams, and they were doing like t-shirt packs, you know what I mean, for t-shirts, and crap. I caught one, and it ends up being this Hawaiian shirt, red Hawaiian shirt with like white flowers on it that says Big Kahuna.
And it fit.
Yeah, it fit.
Wait, what are you saying about him? What are you saying about him?
I think I got it at a tent store.
Big man.
It's just a massive tarp that says Big Kahuna.
But so I caught it, and like as a joke, I put it on, and like somebody made the joke, like, oh, like you should wear it to a game. And I was like, okay, I wear it to a game. So I wore it to my first game I played in, and then wore it every game since. Every game I've ever played, I wear it to travel, and then I wear it to the stadium. So
Dang, so does it still fit?
it still fits.
Is
It's
it
not-
What size is it?
is it loose? Like is it
It's-
So you wash it.
worn in?
It's
Is that
definitely
like-
worn in.
For sure.
Definitely worn in. Definitely lost some buttons on it, but the shirt's 8 years old.
Yeah, that's
No?
expected.
It's been worn many times.
So is the shirt like losing its letters a little bit?
Yeah,
You know, kind of fading away?
You can tell, no, very high quality brand, good material. It's
We'll have to find out in the season.
Still
Yeah.
not confirmed.
Yeah, I'm ready to see that big finish.
Yeah.
Is it washed?
Yes.
Steak. Okay.
So it's
I
like-
get
Little hesitation there. So.
I get very sweaty. I find it extremely unhygienic if I don't wash something. It's not.
It's not my fault. It's big.
Yeah, but
So are you cutting it off? Is it gonna be like a?
no,
Yeah,
no.
It-
This stays intact.
Was it? It's more of like a pregame, like wear it to the stadium
Yeah,
type thing,
it's
not
like
like a game.
Exactly. Like I wear it.
Yeah.
Like, when we fly to games, like I'll wear it on the plane, get to the hotel, take it off, and then wear it to the stadium. And then, but it's always like under my travel, so you know you can't be. wearing it.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
little unprofessional to wear it on top. you
for
know what I
sure,
mean?
for
But
sure.
It's
So
a
like nickname should be big enough.
I mean, whatever you think, but it's a look good, feel good, play good
Play
type
good
of deal.
type of- yeah. Yeah,
I like it.
love that ritual.
What about you? What are you gonna wear under your jersey?
Nothing.
Or just to the stadium?
No.
Ever?
Oh, no.
No
It's
shirts?
just issues gear. I keep it pretty
Wearing a
low.
wife beater,
Yeah.
Wear on the
a
plane.
black wife beater,
Black
and a
white
shirt.
beater, always at all times I have on. I don't leave the house without one usually, and they're always fresh and out of package.
He's like Future. He never wears the same beater twice.
That's right. That
It
is
just
right.
has packs on packs of wife beaters at the house.
Yep. Just closet, just a bunch of black.
All Hanes
What should I
for
wear
the-
today?
Yeah.
This one looks good.
That's right.
This one's clean. What about you, Dalton? What are you wearing?
I usually just wear what they give me, man. I don't really have like a It's more of like before the game, I just listen to some really intense rock music to just get my mind.
Really?
I
Yeah.
respect that actually.
Yeah. You just gotta like just get ready to rip people's heads off.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
what
what-
about y'all? What do y'all listen to for the game?
Anything that's loud and aggressive.
Yeah.
I listen to the hellacious screams on my headphones, just straight screams. That's it.
Just a rerun.
Of scream.
Oh, the big segment. Animals.
Oh,
We've been waiting on this one. Alright, boys. First of all, what's your favorite animal? Alright, you gotta give me your favorite animal and why. And then we're gonna move to what peak animal you could like take out in a fight.
Oh, what peak? Oh.
What would be like
No, what's your favorite
My
animal?
favorite
first of
animal
all?
is like a Kodiak grizzly bear for sure. Just because it's like, it's just like the biggest thing. Like I don't know, it's one of the most natural predators.
You remind me of a Kodiak.
Just it's bigger than everything. It just looks intimidating. It just gives off that vibe like you don't want to fuck with,
Like you.
Yeah, I try to, not as much as some people I know, like these two Canadian men, but they,
so I'm guessing yours is a shark.
No. I'd say, I mean, people think I look like a shark, but it's not my favorite animal. I'd say, I'd go with a hippo. Because you know what?
Dude, no.
they're ruthless, bro.
Do you know why though? Because no one really expects it, right?
They're the most dangerous
Yeah,
animals
they're the
in the
most
world.
dangerous animals in the wild, I guess. I think they eat like zebras and stuff. I don't know. Can someone confirm that, please? Let me
You
know.
want to see zebras or something? You do a hippopotamus. Go around.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
So, no joke, mine is honestly also
Two big hippos right next to
because they are ginormous, insane, violent animals, and nobody expects it, and they get to chill and relax in water all day.
They
They get to stay cool. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, dude, I definitely agree with you.
What's your favorite animal?
Dude, I gotta say I like the gator.
Really?
So,
Really?
Yeah, that big bite.
Big owl.
Just rolls.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright, man. Yeah, tell us about your favorite animal.
What's your big?
I hope it's like a honey badger or something like that.
The giant
It's a rabbit.
A sloth.
Favorite animal? Tough one. I have to say,
A butterfly.
yeah.
A mosquito.
I don't know. I like gorillas. I think gorillas are cool.
Silverback.
Like a silverback, yeah. It's just
Okay,
like, boom, boom.
so-
It kind of looks like cow, but
So getting into that, okay, I can't make this up. So back at school in North Dakota, there was a poll going around on Instagram. Guys wanted, so the movie Planet of the Apes came out, I think, around the time, and everyone was like, damn, like, who would win in a fight, me or a gorilla? And a baby gorilla, like not like a full grown one. Like this is actually legit. So a lot of people said to me like, dude, like I guess baby gorillas like are vicious. I'm like, dude, there's no way like a baby gorilla could, mess me up. But I guess they have like fangs and stuff, and like they're actually like deadly. But
Have you ever actually seen like a silverback's hand?
no, I'm saying like, dude, I'm not talking a full grown one. I'm like a baby.
those things are incredibly strong.
Yeah, dude, I know, and everyone's like, well,
You
that's
might
why.
know. Yeah.
But I mean, like, that's why, like, they're like, dude, like, it could be a good fight. And I was ready. I mean, like,
I'd pay to see that.
Joe Exotic.
yeah. Can someone set that up? I mean, oh,
So, do you think you can outbench a gorilla?
yes.
If it was intelligent enough, you could outbench it.
Well, now
Wasn't
that's
there a
a
study
question. There's the question there, because,
That is a question, like, because they don't have the right technique.
I think
We
somebody
don't know like how strong they
But
can
raw
actually be.
strength,
Unless I'm like
probably
insane, I'm pretty sure somebody's done a bench contest with a gorilla. I'm pretty sure the gorilla benched like 650.
Let's see this.
like a full grown gorilla? Or
Like silverback, like I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure like somebody did a study.
well, it's confirmed I cannot outbench a gorilla.
You're soft. Baby gorilla could probably bench over the best things.
I don't, like a newborn, there's no way he would be able
I'm
to.
telling you. Like, I was
Like,
talking to
how old, like, would a, because how old is that fully grown silverback? Would it be like 5 years, 10 years old, or like how?
Is there like gorilla years, like dog years? Or
Yeah, I don't know how. Like, what's a fully grown? You know, I don't know the biology of a gorilla that
You have the
well.
biology of a catfish, though.
No, honestly, I don't know. Your forearms may be too big to go in a catfish's mouth.
You
No,
It was too big.
no, but
How much do both y'all weigh right now? So you're like 240?
335, 340.
Jeez.
I'll let you go.
305.
Big boys. Cool.
310, 308.
What's bigger than me? 240. Cool. What about you?
290.
Huh?
Like 290.
285.
Always got to round down.
Not after the Rudy.
Just turn around
Maybe.
and talk about the weights.
Maybe 290 after the Rudy.
He's on Dick about his weight. Dick's got to get up.
Yeah, Dick can at
I'm
least be
working on it.
370. He can hold 370 without blinking. You have the frame to hold 400.
Easy.
Dick.
You look like Thor Bjornsson.
What is Turner work? Big at?
350.
Unknown weight. As big as he can get.
Yeah.
Keep packing on the pounds.
As
until
big
he
as
says stop.
possible while being able to get down in stance.
Stance may be optional, 2 point.
Yeah, 2 point, just stand up, dude.
What's it like being with Turner every day?
Fantastic.
Amazing.
It's awesome. He hasn't been here this month though, so
Miss him.
Weird.
We miss him.
yeah, it's kind of.
It's awesome. It's
I
kind
don't
of
know.
player-led stuff. Is cool.
I like the player-led stuff,
Yeah.
but like, if you're not in a group that's good at keeping the focus good, then it's really bad. It's really detrimental. Like, if you aren't focused and they're working like and they're just like doing stuff, then it's not helping you at all.
Same,
Yeah.
I feel like a tight end group and a line group is pretty much on the same page. Because Hamilton's
Yeah, just
lots.
Lots of focus to work. Just getting better.
We definitely understand that like we need to get better. Like as a group, like both of us, like that's like both position groups.
How's it been learning Turner's system?
It's been pretty like self-explanatory. You know, once you kind of understand the fundamentals and the basics of offensive line possession, kind of everything's very similar. You may have to learn some new words or one new scheme, but everything's kind of straightforward.
There's only so many ways you can kill a chicken. It's kind of like so many ways you can run inside zone and outside zone.
Yeah, all the stuff kind of like intermeshes with each other. Like the techniques we learn for inside zone will lead into the mid zone, will then lead into like outside zone and stuff. So like it all like interworks together. Like our play calls are good. We all know what we're doing. We watch the same film every day.
So, I'm beginning to ask, what's the biggest recruiter that y'all really talk to? Like, I always thought it was really cool that I talked to like Jay Harbaugh at Michigan. Who was the biggest coach y'all talked to?
Jim Turner. I mean, serious.
I mean, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean he's been in the NFL, so I mean Coach McGuire. I mean I talked to him, but I mean that's about it.
What other schools did you talk to in recruiting Dalton?
New Mexico State, Abilene Christian,
Sage.
and then
That's it.
here. Spav kind of hit me with, if you don't sign here, look somewhere else. And I was like, well, I kind of want to come here. So.
But what was the deciding factor for the Canadian boys?
Out of high school, being able to play football in the U.S. But coming here, you know, it was just the coaching staff was fantastic. You know what I mean? Just talking to them pretty much every day, just realizing that everything they're saying is actually true. And I mean, campus, just looking it up. I mean, it's hard to beat this campus. It's amazing. You know, just watching a bunch of the games last year, just realizing like how close you guys were to being like a great team. You know what I mean? I think that's something I want to be a part of. So.
All the same for me.
What about you? What was your deciding factor coming in?
Coach Turner and these guys, honestly. I mean, if I didn't have these guys down here, I wouldn't probably, when I get the connection, and Coach Turner is awesome too, you know, like he makes it fun out there. You know, a lot of times it's like work, but he kind of brings the fun into it a lot of the time.
Bring the juice.
Yeah, he's a pretty funny dude. He gets the job done. I mean, all I do is like walk through with him. He just goes. He almost just takes over like every position.
Yeah.
My coach just
He knows what he's talking about. So that other coaches listen. Like, he's not just saying bullshit. Like he has something behind what he's saying at all times.
You don't last in football as long as he has without knowing what you're doing. So he's been around a long time, and for the right reasons, you know what I mean? He's a great coach, and he pretty much knows everything about every position. So.
Yeah, definitely. Our coach, Coach Hamilton, he praises him all the time. He praises y'all for coming in early in the day. That's like our motivation. He's trying to like push us to do the same thing pretty much. Some of us started to do it. We got Mo going in there early now, so y'all are grabbing some people.
Good.
Big move. That's what we're proud to do.
So boys, who's stronger? You or Kyle?
Can I be the third party? That's like, I work out with both of them.
Yeah.
And I could be the,
Yeah.
I'm saying hold out, bench squat, and I guess you put the split squat in there. Who's doing the most?
oh, well, if you're counting split squat, I'm definitely saying Kyle. It was like, we did like, he did
Yeah,
like
let's do a
365 on split
bench.
squat, like the first week we were here. What'd you say? What were the
What's the
three?
most you can do on the bench?
Bench is like 350.
What about squat?
Squat, I haven't squatted in a long time, like, it's my hip, but like in high school, I was coming out of high school, like repping 650.
Oh my gosh, what about like front squat?
That was front squat.
Oh,
Yeah.
just 6
He's,
put it out.
Yeah, my lower body's always been like incredibly strong. I've always lacked upper body strength. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's kind of hard to compare just because health is just, you know, like you're not a power lifter. You're a football player, right? Your health comes before lifting, and a lot of the lifting is to prevent injury. So it's like, do you really need to go over 600 pounds on a squat? Probably not. But is it cool when ego driven?
Good for Instagram.
Get hyped.
Like,
It's
yeah, but at the same time, you got to understand that you're an athlete and you have to be able to, move with your body that you're given and, be able to move around and not just be a stiff board that can squat 800 pounds,
Lifting weights isn't your job, playing football is.
Lifting weights comes with it.
Yeah,
it's
it's got to be
not like-
intermeshed with the being able to play football.
Yeah, and
you got to have functional strength. You can't just have weight room strength.
And a lot of people like don't realize that like dumbbell work is fantastic. Like a lot of single leg dumbbell stuff is great for you, and it's sometimes more beneficial than actually loading a squat bar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like loading a squat bar is not necessarily good for your spine, where you can get the same like work in your legs using a dumbbell, but just much less stress on the rest of your body. So it's like kind of you have to work the best way that you can perform. So
Yeah, whatever suits you. Like,
And injuries play a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like past injuries, like, your hip or,
yeah, like if you have a hip issue, a shoulder issue, like stopping you from benching or deadlifting or squatting or whatever it is, or if you have a wrist injury and you can't clean or whatever, you can do dumbbell snatch instead. So it's literally just finding out what program works for you, and you can use less weight, be more explosive, whatever works.
Yeah, you get more range of motion, you work more muscles using dumbbells. Like, you have to get the stabilization down on both arms. It really makes you even out your arms too, because you can always kind of push it more on one side with barbell. So that definitely makes sense. And videos and stuff, what's that about?
Yeah, it's rooted in coming from Canada. Is a lot of times people doubt your athleticism because you guys have like rivals in 247 that like ranks people. It's like, oh, this guy's playing against a 4-star who's this athletic, this whatever, you know what I mean? Where I'm playing against guys who aren't up in Canada, who aren't ranked, don't have anything like that, so I gotta show them athletic, I'm explosive off the football field too. So people are like, oh, he actually is on the football field. So if you're 340 whatever pounds and able to dunk a basketball, it shows that he has some athleticism.
That definitely showed me. I
remember first time I ever saw him, it was last year actually, and it was the main calendar picture of him catching the ball like Odell with his shirt up. I was like that. I actually added Tate. I was like, you need to do this, and then come to find out a year later he's on the team. So
that's pretty good. Yeah, seems like it was fun.
Tate, don't take my job.
Yeah. So you found me 4 and you had that one catch for you.
Yeah, a lot of people were kind of messaging me about it. Got some messages. Like one of my friends sent me a link. It was on Barstool and stuff like that. Barstool made like the merch about it and all that stuff. So
that's pretty awesome. So y'all can like get any sponsorships because it's Canada, right? So
yeah, that really blows whenever y'all said that.
Yeah, it's just you're not on a working visa here technically, and like work. So
could y'all get a working visa over here?
You can't be a student and have a working visa. You need a student visa. I mean, the more I think about it, the more I just think, like being a football player, you keep the main thing, right? And the main thing is an NLI sponsorship deal that's about playing football. And, it's just, some guys might see it as a distraction, but I just see it as, an opportunity to focus even more on football when other people are worrying about, like, NLI stuff or,
Well,
that's what
I also think it's, like, not fair for y'all, like, because you guys also want to like build your brand and be able to like make it to the league or something.
Well, at the end
and
of
it
the
doesn't
day,
give you the same opportunity as like the Americans.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, like,
yeah.
At the end of the day,
they
our
all
job
put
is
more work
football
in,
players,
so.
right?
Yeah,
like, I see it as we're football players. We're not NLI, sponsors. But if you're good at football, it's gonna come.
It's like it's your job to make it on Sports Center, not like
it's your job to block people.
Yeah, exactly. It's not to make a big name, but it also helps.
I get what you mean.
To like,
no doubt.
Yeah, because
just build your name and put your name out there and stuff. See, we're trying to put the Canadians down, man. Another freaking roadblock for you.
But I mean, another thing, like having Turner as a coach will be like great for scouts.
Yeah,
because they're gonna know. They're gonna be like, okay, well,
this is Turner.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
so that's gonna be great for either way, other.
His opinion is kind of more important than our brand.
Exactly.
If we could build our brand.
We gotta prove ourselves to him.
Advertise we're the best offensive linemen in this draft, next draft, whatever draft. But if the scouts come to Turner and they're like, "Oh, is this guy's brand this? Is this actually who he is?" He's like, "No."
Exactly.
They're not going to look at you. Like they're going to take his opinion for what it is, and like if he goes and like stands on the table for you, they're gonna be like, "Wow, we need this dude." What if they're like, "No, they're not even gonna give you a second chance"?
Yeah, like he's not gonna lie for us. Like that's not the type of person. He is.
And like
even like Coach D said, like he's not. Like why would he lie to risk his job for one of us? Exactly. Like it's risking his reputation for what?
Yeah, exactly. And I got a question. So you know how they do the draft where they have like the draft profile, their strengths, there's weaknesses. So what do you think y'all's strengths are, and what do y'all think y'all's weaknesses are? Or what do you think they're going to project your strengths and weaknesses, and how would you counter their theory of what your weakness is? We'll start with Coop.
Definitely right now, my weakness is pass blocking. Like I definitely can get a lot better at it. It's just, I don't know. Like I never had to do it in high school because we ran the power option. So it was just like run right, run left, run up the middle. So like it was more of just like run blocking and manhandling kids rather than like using the finesse game and being slow and patient with your hands and everything. So like working on that has been like a real like big just improvement in my game. And I don't know, run blocking, it can always get better. You can always get stronger, help you push more people, but I just feel like pass blocking has been more of a work on.
Blocking your strength.
Probably, yeah.
Just smashing people.
Yeah, it's more like, that's when you think of offensive line, that's what you think of. You don't think of like kick setting or anything like that. Whenever I think of just running and mauling somebody and moving them from one point to another against their will.
Exactly.
That's what I think about.
Good.
Yeah.
I'd say biggest weakness would be probably size. You know, being only 6'3" or whatever, there's a lot of question marks around like whether a guy like at my height, can play. But it's like Cooper, on the other hand, is blessed with the height. Liam's blessed with the height. But I think the same thing goes for you, right? It's always been, people always talk about it, but at the end of the day, your biggest weakness, you can also turn that into a strength by using that on a chip on your shoulder, just in the sense like, oh, you down me from 6'3", like what? I'm about to tear your face off. But my biggest strength is probably my strength and, just my mentality of the game of offensive line. I mean, you guys obviously haven't seen me play yet, but
What's the mentality?
I'm just about that life,
What are you thinking?
I want to eat this guy's face off. I want his family to know about me after the game because I just destroyed his son. They didn't want to be embarrassed after even giving them a kiss because I just tortured them for 4 quarters of their life. I want them to go into their equipment manager and hand in the shoulder pads and say, I'm done with football. Like I don't want to play anymore after what just happened to the field right there. It's a level of, I just want to make you quit. That's all it is. I just want to make you tap out and just not want to play football ever again.
Yeah, hell of a strength coach.
Yeah, with that mentality, strength coach, UFC fighter,
Yeah, you should.
the guy in the corner, tell him what to do. I don't know. Or wait, first we gotta.
Yeah, so I'd have to go with Coop on the weakness, my pass protection, being a tackle at 6'2". A lot of people are going to say I can't pass that, and it's something I need to work on. And it's true, I have to work on my kicks and all that. But kind of very similar to Kyle, I feel like my strength is my mentality and kind of my athleticism mixed in with my strength. You know what I mean? Is like I'm gonna hit you, I'm gonna come off the ball, and I'm gonna make you quit every play. You know what I mean? Like the best feeling I've had on a football field is like not winning games. Like that's a great feeling. But like I remember a game in 2018, the defensive ends were literally fighting against who was gonna line up against me. And I was like, yeah, that's right. It's a good feeling, like knowing that the people you're playing against do not want to play against you.
So Canadians talk shit?
No, I just stare into people's eyes. No, like no joke. Like why am I gonna
I think
It's wasted energy.
Yeah,
I'm already
talking shit
tired.
is wasting breath.
Yeah,
We're breathing heavy already.
Unless we score a touchdown, I'm not talking any shit.
What about you, Cal?
No, it's like I said, it's more you let your play do the talking. I want their parents or whoever's in the stand to watch and be like, wow, my son really needs to just get off this field. Like, I'm being serious. Like, I need to get my son off this field.
Go back to the tailgate.
Yeah, like I need to take my son back home to wherever they came from and be like, damn, who is this guy? Like, wow.
Yeah, I ever watched the movie The Blind Side?
Yeah.
That's
Excessive blocking.
It's a line. Going that way. Watch that like him pancaking that dude over the stands or the fence.
Take them home, coach.
Just go turn in your shoulder back right now.
So you gotta say your strength and your weaknesses now.
My strength, I would say, is my size, my flexibility, and athleticism. And my weaknesses, I'd say, probably my strength and my weight. I got to put on some more weight.
Yeah.
And once I do that, I'll be all right.
Opportunity.
It's an opportunity to get
More
better.
trips to Kobe.
Oh, we didn't even do the.
And we don't fight the highest tier.
Oh, like
Silverback gorilla.
so you're saying
Realistic.
what's the biggest animal I can fight
Yeah,
and
what's the
win?
biggest animal you can take? You think you have a chance with? You don't even have to.
I have a chance with.
A giraffe.
Are we talking?
I honestly
12
we're
rounds or
getting
3 rounds?
yeah, how are we doing to the death? To the death? Fight to the death.
Yeah, fight to the death.
How about we give animals for each other? I'll give Liam one. And
You'd be like, well, what could you get? I feel like Kyle could probably take on a mountain lion to the death.
The thing is, I'd rather die than lose. I'm being honest. I'd rather let it.
Well, that's what it is. It's
It's
to the
a
death.
loss.
Yeah. I mean, at least I'm gone. Yeah, I mean, seriously, at least I'm not.
Motherfucker,
He fought a mountain lion. Like that would be a hell of a story. Like
honestly, I think jungle cats, like mountain lion stuff, like I'm not talking like tigers and lions, but like smaller cats like that would be like kind of easy.
yeah,
You gotta slip it,
ocelot
get
or
behind it, and like just get it in a choke.
Like a
It's
leopard?
done.
I don't know how you can sneak up on anything like that though, unless it was like an open cage.
Sneak up behind it.
There's no sneaking. You gotta let it come to you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't like that. I like attacking it. Like
Like a tiger.
no, there's no shot.
No shot.
No shot. A full-grown
Yeah.
tiger,
Not a full grown.
No,
Like,
we're talking
maybe
like
like-
full-grown animals.
like full-grown animals, like dude, no cap, like a full-grown bobcat would fuck you up.
I need a stuffed bobcat.
Yeah, Coach Staff.
I could take on that.
Please.
I used to like show pigs, so I could definitely tackle that
I'll
pig.
give you a knife. We can take out the biggest.
I will
one.
cut that pig's
Yeah.
jugular.
They can bite. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
see them.
well, pigs will eat you alive, bro.
Good.
They will eat you alive.
Good.
You go to a ranch in West Texas, the boys will come after you.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm bringing in West Texas ranch. We're going to some pigs.
Bring it on. Well,
Take
it
them to
was,
Midland.
it was funny actually.
Shout out Midland.
Yeah, shout out Midland.
Texas and arrows.
We had that. We had that.
Next week.
We had that photo that got posted on Twitter of Texas State, the Step Brothers one.
Yeah.
So it was the caption was like Shark Week, and it was Shark Week this past week, and Shark Week actually tweeted back at us. And I wanted to see if me and Liam can set up a shark fight in a cage or something. You know, me and Liam
Or
were
a shark
Bull
fighting
shark.
cage. Get these boys on.
Yeah,
Fighting a great white shark.
Liam, would you do that with me?
Would be honored.
Bring it on,
Bro, pay for a ticket just to watch that.
right?
Yeah, that would be awesome. Just in the, would y'all just go like to the coast or whatever and just go like
2 Canadians versus a shark.
That would be awesome.
I know where some sharks are. We could go to Georgia, see my parents a little bit. Go fight some sharks. I can set this up. This could happen.
Shark Week, let's go.
This could happen in a few weeks.
Shark bait. Wow.
I mean, I don't know how happy our coaches would be if they sent me and
Yeah.
to eat some, fight some sharks.
Coach Turner.
Please, don't be mad.
They're gone.
We got a break coming up. We might even go to Georgia.
Yeah, 6
Wait, what happened to Leo and Kyle? Oh, they got.
They
Coach Ball.
Who thought it was a good idea? Oh, they did.
What's the biggest animal you've encountered? What's the biggest animal you've seen in person?
A moose.
Yeah, moose. Yeah, moose.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, like, yeah, have y'all ever like like a full grown bull?
There's a full-grown bull moose running around campus.
Are they
freshman year.
fast, bro? Are they,
They are like gazelles.
Yeah.
really?
I honestly think they can reach like 25 miles per hour.
So
Jeez.
in North Dakota, we had a moose on our field, like our field that we played on. Like there was a moose on it, and it went viral. Actually, it was on our Barstool page, and this moose was trotting around like nobody's business.
Yes.
And
yes.
it was insane. Like this moose was just running around our field, and I guess PETA or whatever came down. But there's a bunch of guys that wanted to just go get their rifles and just gun this moose down in the middle of our
It's
field.
free meat, bro.
Well, I mean,
That's
everyone.
that's
Yeah, could you imagine the storm that would be? Moose gunned down in University of North Dakota football field.
Yeah. Football players
So gain some pounds.
Yeah. get dick on moose, bro.
Now what are you thinking?
I also want to buy a cow.
Yeah,
Just to have,
yeah,
like,
just-
just
it's
get
good
like the
meat.
meat.
Can someone look that up?
Andrew,
Andrew, you know where to get a.
The farms near here come and do the bulk meat for.
Do you know how much the cow is?
They're expensive.
They were saying they'd give us like good prices because we're their neighbors out here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Can you look into that for me?
Seriously, we need to get Dick a cow for himself. He's looking much like a cow. Yeah, you wouldn't do it. You get your Rudy.
You gotta kill the cow first.
Yeah, you gotta eat the tip of the heart.
Yeah, that Dick loves his Rudy.
So have y'all ever went hunting or anything?
No, I want to though.
Yeah. Can someone bring us honey?
Dude, I'll bring you hunting. I got a ranch over in West Texas. Y'all be down?
Yeah.
He's got a ranch here for
Coop's gotta come.
Yeah, I've been hunting a few times, multiple times.
Kill anything?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
What you been hunting, man?
White-tailed deer.
Whitetail.
You just smoke it?
Yeah, bro. 30 out 6.
Ooh. That means nothing to
Yeah.
us.
Hey,
I don't know.
that's-
I'm like, ooh.
Well, that's one of them. That's one of them. Say like you gotta track it down.
Is it one of those assault rifles?
No, definitely not.
It goes.
Mine's a single shot.
Is it?
Damn. You still there? Alright. Thanks for tuning in. Got the boys here. Dalton Cooper, Liam Dobson, Kyle Hergel, Liam Dick. Man, you gotta love them. Freaks of nature. All just twin towers. I mean, made me look small. Thanks for tuning in. It's gonna be on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, anywhere I can get it, honestly. Thanks for tuning in.